Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we will be making a cool registration form using HTML and CSS. Source code for this project is available in the description section. You can use this registration form for event registrations or anything similar. Alright, now let's jump into the tutorial. Now I already have some basic tags such as HTML, head, style, body and also a meta scale tag to make the project responsive. Okay, now we'll start with a bit of CSS first. Import the Poppins font using this link. I will add this line of code in the description too since I'm a fan of the Poppins font. Then make a body selector. We'll assign the Poppins font family to it. We'll give it a cool blue color background. To select colors for projects, you can search Color Picker in Google. Now also declare the box sizing in this project as border box. Next, we're gonna style a container for the form. Inside this container, we will store the form. We'll give a box shadow for this container, a border radius to make it look curved on the sides, a background color to fill the container and some padding too. Now, we will come to some HTML first to help you understand what we have styled so far. We'll make a div and give it the class of container. Inside it, we'll make another div to align the title of the container at the center. Then we close that div and add a form tag. Remember, the form tags should be inside the container div tag. Alright, now let's style the input field of our form. We'll set a 100% width, add some border radius, give it padding and set its resize to vertical. This helps it for being responsive in a way. Now we're gonna copy this same selector block and paste it twice below it. Then we'll just change the two new selectors' input type from text to email and number. Input checked. Now we will style the label of the form. The label is gonna appear on the left as you saw earlier. Thus we give some padding to it and set display as inline block. All set. Now to the submit input field, which is a submit button. I'll give it a purple background, give the text color as white. Add some padding and we'll declare the border as none. Add border radius for curved effect and set cursor as pointer. Lastly, set the flow to right and add transition as 0.3 seconds. This transition is to give a fade effect when hovered. To make the hover effects work, we need to add the hover addition. In the hover version, we will give it a slightly different shade of purple. The next part is pretty important. we're gonna make a simple grid that has 25% on the left and 75% on the right. The label will be on the left and the inputs would be on the right. So, we make two classes. One called col or column 25 and col or column 75. Next we want to clear floats after the column by using the row class, which we will add later. So in the row class we add display as a table. Now we will add a media query to make the grid work. Now I will add the styles for the toggle switch. I have made a tutorial on how to make a toggle switch, which you can watch it at here. Thus, I will skip that part in this tutorial. Alright, I have the toggle switch codes here. Now, we will code the styles for the pop-up modal. I will customize the icon in the modal too. For icons we will add a link row later in the head section. That link row links font awesome icons. Now, there are several components of his pop-up modal. Thus, I will explain it in detail in my next video this month or July. Now if the pop-up modal is active or is opened, we want to add transitions for the components to pop up from up to down. We will also add a class to make the pop-up appear at the center of the page. And we are done with CSS. Now let's dive into HTML. Inside our form tag, we add a div tag of the row class. Inside it we also put two div tags. The col25 and col75 class. In the col25 class tag, we add the label text. In the col75 class tag, we add the input. Now that this is the same format, I'll copy-paste this below. Do realize I gave the id for our pop-up modal in the submit button. Alright, once completed, we will add HTML for our pop-up modal outside of the container div class. We call it the pop-up center div. Inside it, at the div tags of the icon, title, description and dismiss button. The id of the dismiss button is to make our JavaScript later to work smoothly. Now we will add the link row for font awesome icons, which I'll also link it in the description. And HTML complete. Our last language, JavaScript. We are mainly gonna add two parts in this. First, a code line to open the pop-up modal when we click submit. Now just wanna make this clear, that this is all in the bracket actually. Secondly, the code line to close the pop-up when we hit the dismiss button. Now the reason I added the id attributes earlier was to make the JavaScript work. Just realized I forgot the title tag. Okay, and we're successfully done. Let's check our output to feel proud on what we coded. And this is our output. If you have any troubles, Doubts or problems when coding this? Do comment your problem below. Thanks for watching and hit the subscribe button, because if we reach 1000 subscribers, I will be hosting a full free web development course. Goodbye friends.